You know, as a certified hater, there's almost nothing that brings you more joy than watching the downfall of someone you've been plotting on. And it's not even in the way where I'm like a bad person or something and I just like to see bad things happen to people. It's more in the way of seeing bad things happen to bad people can be pretty nice every once in a while. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So recently the streamer slash content creator, if you even want to call him that, Neon, has been getting a taste of his own medicine. But right quick, before we even get into that, if you don't know who Neon is, first of all, good, you've saved yourself some brain damage up until this point. And second, he's pretty much a content creator, if you want to even call him that pretty much produces and does the same type of things as people like Jack Doherty. So he pretty much goes around and just either harasses people until the point where they get mad and try and confront him, and then just hides behind his bodyguards, or he's literally just finding a way to make himself the least likable and most annoying person in any situation ever until it's completely ruined. And I almost feel like there's no need to even tell you guys what platform he's mainly on, but it's none other than Kick, the only platform that would allow this type of absolutely deplorable, horrible, if you even want to call it, content. Kick in itself can be a topic for a different video, but I swear it's made a name for itself of being the absolute sewers of streaming platforms. I swear the only people who stream on Kick have either been banned from another platform or make some absolutely deplorable content like Neon and Jack Doherty that nowhere else will allow. But that's a bit off topic. I would put some clips on the screen of the type of content that Neon makes, but pretty much every clip that I could find of him doing literally anything, he's either saying something completely outrageous or just straight up being racist. So as much as I want to for context's sake, I can't really put those in the video. But with that said, now we can move into what's been going on with Neon. So recently his girlfriend broke up with him, and with that alone, there probably wouldn't have even needed to be a video made out of this. It could have just been something like a simple Twitter post or something, but the main drama comes from pretty much how it happened, the situations leading up to it, and how Neon responded to it. And a good video to kick this off would be his response to it.
It is what it is. All good things come to an end, so, you know, I didn't expect it. I don't think anyone really did. You know, it was something that just didn't work out. I guess wrong place, wrong time. I don't know what it is, but everything happens for a reason. And yeah, y'all can call me a loser or anything, but I genuinely still love her a lot.
So as you've seen from that clip, you could probably tell that he's taking this pretty hard. He says he still loves her and everything. He's saying all good things have to come to an end. But the part that stands out the most to me in the clip is where he says he didn't expect it and he doesn't think that anyone did. Because this statement alone couldn't be further from the truth. This news literally caught nobody by surprise except for him. And it becomes much more obvious as of why when you start figuring out who his girlfriend was. So to pretty much start this off and honestly put it bluntly, Neon's, I guess, ex at this point was pretty much just as garbage as him. She's pretty much like your typical gold-digging clout chaser that just hops between whoever's big and popular right now. Pretty much all the people that she's been with have been some sort of content creators that have been kind of blowing up, including Jack Doherty. So she's literally just been getting passed around like a blunt, and of course following the path of pretty much all the other women like her, she of course is just trying to pretty much drive traffic to her OnlyFans. So it's just surprising to see him say that he was supposedly taking this relationship pretty seriously. So moving on to what people are mainly talking about and where the story gets a bit messy, pretty much starts at this post where Neon's stating that he has a pretty big surgery that he's going to be going into for what I think is something to help with, I think he has Crohn's disease. I'm not too sure what that is or what the surgery would be for, but I'm pretty sure the surgery was something to help with that. And I also want to mention that I think this surgery was like an actual genuine surgery, and I have to bring that up because like I said before, he's just a garbage person. He's literally faked a surgery and faked his own death before for views. But while that was going on, someone leaked what was at that time still Neon's girlfriend. They leaked her text messages where she was discussing going on a snowboarding trip with multiple men while he was in his surgery. Now I'll toss the text messages up on the screen, but I'm not gonna really try and read them off because they're kinda too blurry for me to really make any anything out. And with that information alone, he should have already known that something was up and pretty much just honestly let go of and gave up on the relationship at that point. Because the way I'm seeing it, there's almost no bigger red flag than your girl literally being on a snowboarding trip with 8 other men while you're supposedly getting a big operation. And it seems like, of course, other people agree with that as well by this Twitter post right here that says, "If this is true, I feel it's over. If you are the girlfriend of Neon, she should have been with him by his side during the surgery. If it was my BF, I would be at the hospital with him. It doesn't matter if it was a small or big surgery." And it's not even like this is some sort of like alleged or speculated event. There's literally a video of her being with these other 8 men. I'll put it up on the screen now.
You got me? No, I got
You got Sam X Frank?
Come on.
Porn star? I mean, OnlyFans star? You're the boy.
How'd you know I do OnlyFans? How'd you know?
How'd you know? How'd you know?
So we guys know.
Oh, really?
Outside,
How
so
did
we're
you
gonna
know?
eat.
What I think is kind of funny though is after all these different events that happened, there's like a couple videos going around of him just being in a car, like clearly sad, listening to Juice WRLD. And this just kind of honestly reinforces my point that he has no self-awareness and he kind of just needs to grow up. This literally seems like something that like a high schooler or something would do after their first relationship doesn't work out. Pretty much go to cry in your car and listen to Juice WRLD. And it's literally something he should have seen coming. Everyone else knew this was gonna happen except for him. And usually in these situations, I tend to kind of feel somewhat bad for the person that's on the receiving end, but I can't help but to just not feel bad for him at all. Because when it comes down to it, he's just genuinely a bad person and he really brought this all on himself. There's literally even a clip of him laughing at, I guess now his ex, talking about her dead best friend.
You do not have to do this to me, ever. You don't have to be like 3 weeks in the chat. I want an apology. You're laughing. What's funny about him making fun of my dead friend? It's not okay, nor is it okay to like talk to her family about that. Do you know how much I've done to protect that family and make sure that nothing bad happens to them after they lose their daughter?
But with all this drama going on, his girlfriend did decide to respond to it. And it says, "This is getting out of hand. No one cheated. Why is everyone so thirsty for fake narrative clicks? I was back from my trip before he was even in the hospital. You guys have no idea what happened. That wasn't the timeline at all. Please stop harassing him to the point where he wants to end streams by spamming assumptions. It was a private matter someone went out of their way to find and leak. So in this response, one of the major takeaways that I want to bring up is that she says she was back from the trip before he even went into the hospital. And what's kind of surprising to me about that is that she brought this up like it's some sort of major power play. Oh no, I didn't cheat on him while he was in the hospital. I was done with that well before he even went in. Like what? Sure, if that is the case, that might be an important piece of context or whatever, but that doesn't make it much better. You still went on a trip with 8 other men without Neon's knowledge of it until it was leaked. She's also pretty much trying to kind of talk crap about people for finding that information and actually leaking it. She's like, oh sure, I did leak it, but you guys are kind of the assholes for going out of your way to like post it out there. So it seems like she's kind of just upset and trying to push the blame off onto other people because she got caught. After reading that as well, it also kind of helps reinforce the point that she's not much better than Neon. And even with knowing that she was a crummy person too, I still can't help but to just not feel bad for Neon at all. Because he should honestly know what he's getting himself into when he's making this type of content. There's positives and negatives to it. The positives being he's obviously getting probably a ton of views and a decent amount of money off of it. And the negatives being people aren't necessarily gonna like you for you, nor are you really gonna form any sort of strong relationships with literally anybody, not just a female partner. But honestly, out of this whole situation, as much as I do like plotting on its downfall, he is still young, and he reminds me of the same situation with Jack Doherty of, I feel like he's just gonna grow out of this phase, and I'm hoping that he grows up and just realizes that this type of content and doing these type of things isn't really worth it. Because like I said, you don't form genuine relationships with anybody. You're at the butt of every joke, and you're at the bottom of every friend group. Like if there was ever a time where he genuinely needed like help or advice with anything, it's not looking like he has anyone around him that would offer any sort of like actual help for him, because they're obviously not hanging around him because they like him and think he's cool. They're hanging around him because they know that they can get easy views off of him, and he's literally just the fool. And there's a clip from his Kick channel after the breakup of pretty much just his viewers and his friends that are in the car with him making fun of him.
Bro, why are you such a loser? You do not know how to be normal and you look funny. You had no friends before you was famous, and when you are famous, everyone hates you for a reason. Everyone knows Sam does not like you because no one can get turned on by you.
Yo, you're ugly though, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You are ugly.
But that haircut look hard. That haircut look hard.
But yeah, that's pretty much it on a not so surprising situation, hoping that Neon decides to do better, and if he doesn't, I'll be right here to make another video on it. If you also made it this far in the video, clearly you must have liked something about it, so you may as well drop a subscribe. It do be free. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'll catch you guys in the next one.